Your life as the Bratva's hacker. Level 1, the kid in the basement. You're 14 years old. You live in a 9-story apartment block in St. Petersburg. Your father works nights at a bottling plant. Your mother teaches math at a school 3 stops away on the metro. They are not poor by Russian standards. They are just tired. You spend every hour you're not in school in your bedroom with the door closed. You have a secondhand desktop your uncle gave you when you were 11. You have taught yourself everything it knows. You don't have friends in the way other kids have friends. You have forums. You have IRC channels where nobody uses their real name. You are known as Prizrak Ghost. You chose it yourself at 13. You thought it was dramatic. Now it just feels true. You are not hacking anything yet. You are learning. You read every exploit database you can find. You study CVEs the way other boys study football statistics. You understand how systems break before you understand why anyone would want to break them. At 14, you do your first real thing. A classmate, Dmitri, owes you money for a textbook. He refuses to pay. You find the school's grade portal. It runs on software from 2009 that hasn't been patched since 2011. You spend a weekend inside it. You don't change Dmitri's grades. You change nothing. You just look. You learn the shape of a system that thinks it's locked. You tell no one. That is the first skill they will never teach you in any classroom, not the exploit. The silence after. Level 2, the university, you're 17. You get into St. Petersburg State University on merit, computer science. Your parents cry at the kitchen table when the acceptance arrives. Your mother makes borscht. Your father opens a bottle of Stolichnaya he has been saving for something. University teaches you the theory you already know and the social skills you will never fully have. You are competent. You are not brilliant. Not yet. Brilliance comes later, when the constraints are removed. In your second year, you find a group. They call themselves Nothing. They meet in a computer lab after midnight when the security guard is asleep. There are 5 of them. They are writing tools, scanners, injectors, scripts that do in seconds what it would take a human days to find by hand. You contribute. Within a month, you are leading. You run your first paying job at 19, a small Ukrainian logistics company. Someone, you never know who hired you. You're paid through 3 layers of cryptocurrency wallets, once inside their email server. You get in, you find what they want, you send it. You receive the equivalent of 3 months of your father's salary in 48 hours. You do not tell your parents. You do not stop. Level 3, the recruitment. You're 22. You have graduated. You have a degree you will never use. You are living in a 2-room flat in Vasily-Ostrovsky district, running jobs for clients you never meet, getting paid in crypto you convert through exchanges in Cyprus and Estonia. You are making more money than any of your classmates. You are also invisible. That is the point. Then a man named Oleg sits down next to you at a cafe on Nevsky Prospect. You didn't tell anyone you would be here. You come here every Tuesday. You don't know how he knows this. That's the first thing he wants you to understand. He orders coffee. He doesn't look at you when he speaks. We know what you do. We know what you've done. We're not here to threaten you. We're here because you're wasting yourself. He slides a phone across the table. On the screen is a number. It is more money than you have made in the past 2 years combined. Before. The first job. Yeah. You're 22. Still, the target is a mid-sized German logistics company, 40 million euros in annual revenue. They move pharmaceutical supplies across Central Europe. They have decent perimeter security and a catastrophically bad employee training program. That is all you need. You spend 3 weeks on reconnaissance. You map the company's entire digital surface. LinkedIn tells you the name of their IT manager. His name is Klaus. Klaus has a wife named Ingrid. Ingrid runs a small pottery business and posts about it on Instagram. Instagram tells you that Klaus and Ingrid's anniversary is in 11 days. On the 10th day, you send Klaus an email from a domain you registered that morning. It looks exactly like a confirmation from a florist. It contains a link to a delivery tracking page. Klaus clicks it. Of course he does. He is trying to surprise his wife. The link installs a loader. The loader installs your rat. Your rat sits quietly inside Klaus's machine for 72 hours while you map the internal network from the inside. On day 4, you deploy the ransomware. Every file in the company encrypts simultaneously. Their servers, their backups, their operational logistics system that manages 40 trucks currently moving across 3 countries. The note that appears on every screen is in German, English, and Russian. It asks for 800,000 euros in Bitcoin. It gives them 72 hours. They pay in 51 hours. Oleg calls you 2 words. Goodwill 5. The division, you're 24. You are not freelancing dancing anymore. You are part of something with structure. Oleg introduces you to the man above him, a Bratva brigadier named Vasily who runs operations across the northwestern district. Vasily does not understand what you do. He doesn't need to. He understands the money it produces. There are 4 of you now in the cyber division. You are the oldest. You are also the one they call when something goes wrong. Your jobs get larger. You are no longer targeting mid-sized logistics companies. You are targeting hospitals in the Netherlands, municipal governments in Sweden, a shipping conglomerate operating out of Hamburg. You are part of a coordinated ransomware operation that the European Cybercrime Center will later describe in a 60-page report as sophisticated, persistent, and industrially organized. You read that report when it comes out. You fix the 2 weaknesses they identified. You make $200,000 in a good month. You live simply. A better apartment, a better laptop, books. You spend almost nothing. The money accumulates in wallets spread across 7 countries. You are becoming rich in a way that has no physical form. The Bratva does not know how any of it works. They know what it produces. That is your protection and your cage simultaneously. You are too valuable to lose. You are too technical to be fully trusted. They need you more than they need most of their soldiers. You know this. You use it carefully. Level 6, the protection. You're 26. You become aware that you are being watched, not by the Bratva, by someone else. You find a piece of monitoring software on a router you use. It is not criminal malware. It is government grade. FSB or GRU, possibly both. You remove it. 3 days later, it reappears on a different device. You remove it again, it comes back. You tell Oleg. He is not surprised. They know about you. They've known for a year. This is normal. He explains it to you the way a man explains weather. Oleg, the FSB monitors everything. They monitor the Bratva. The Bratva pays them. The payment is not always money. Sometimes the payment is information. Sometimes the payment is access. Sometimes the payment is staying out of the way of operations that make Russia's enemies' systems unstable. You are, it turns out, geopolitically useful. Europol is looking for you. They have a code name for you in their investigation files. You learn this through a contact Vasily has inside the Estonian security services. The code name is Phantom. You think about the forum username you chose at 13. Prizrak Ghost. You say nothing. From this point forward, your operations run with a layer of FSB protection you never asked for and can never remove. They are not your friends. They are not your handlers. They are simply watching to make sure you remain useful. The moment you stop being useful, the protection disappears. You understand this perfectly. You make sure you remain useful. Level 7. The cost, you're 28. You have been running operations for 6 years. You have been inside the systems of more than 200 organizations across 19 countries. You have encrypted hospitals. You have locked municipal water authorities. You have paralyzed a logistics company that supplied dialysis equipment to clinics in Poland for 11 days. You don't read the news coverage. You stopped in year 3. Then something happens that you cannot route around. A hospital in Dusseldorf. You did not target them directly. You targeted a software vendor whose platform runs across 40 European healthcare clients. The hospital was collateral. Their systems go down during the attack. Emergency patients are rerouted to a facility 40 kilometers away. One patient, a woman in cardiac arrest, does not survive the transfer. The German press runs her photograph for 3 days. You read it once. You close the browser. You do not sleep well for the first time in 6 years. You tell yourself this is temporary. Your brain cycles through the logic you have built and maintained for years. She would have been at risk anyway. The hospital had inadequate backup systems. This is the hospital's failure, not yours.
Level 8, The Unraveling. You're 29. Asley gets arrested, not by Russian police, by Interpol, crossing into Finland on a business passport. They have 18 months of financial intelligence on him. They have names, they have accounts. Within 48 hours, 3 people connected to the division go quiet. You don't know if they were arrested, or warned, or something worse. You don't ask. You execute a protocol you built 2 years ago for this exact scenario. You wipe every device you own using a custom tool that overwrites data 17 times. You abandon 3 apartments across the city. You move into a rented room in a building near the Finlandsky station that you have never used for anything work-related. You have cash. You have 4 laptops in storage that have never connected to any network you've used before. You have 3 passports. 2 of them are real. Oleg calls you on a number he shouldn't have. Stay still. This will pass. You hang up. You throw the phone into the Neva from a bridge on your evening walk. You are not staying still. You are building an exit. Level 9. The Negotiation. You're 30. You contact a law firm in Holland that specializes in, among other things, matters that are difficult to discuss on the phone. You contact them through a method so layered that even you spend 4 hours verifying it before you trust it. The message is simple. You have 6 years of operational documentation, infrastructure details, money flows, the identities behind 17 Bratva-connected cyber operations. You have kept everything, not to use as a weapon, as insurance. You are now considering whether the insurance is worth more inside the Russian ecosystem or outside it. The response comes in 48 hours. There are parties interested in what you have. You spend 3 weeks negotiating through intermediaries you never meet. You are negotiating simultaneously with Europol's Joint Cybercrime Task Force and with a private intelligence firm with U.S. government contracts. Both know the other is in the conversation. Neither cares. They want the infrastructure data more than they want to arrest you. The deal is not immunity. Immunity is for people with lawyers in warm courtrooms. The deal is a gray zone. You provide what you have. You provide technical assistance for a defined period. In exchange, your name disappears from the active pursuit lists of 4 jurisdictions. You are not pardoned. You are deprioritized indefinitely. You take it. Level 10, the ghost. You're 31. You are living in a city you won't name, in a country that is not Russia, in an apartment registered to a name that is not yours. You work. Not for the Bratva, not for Europol. You work for a cybersecurity consulting firm that knows exactly who you are and employs you for exactly that reason. You spend your days finding the vulnerabilities in systems that people like you would use to destroy them. You write reports. You attend calls with security teams in Frankfurt and Amsterdam and London. You explain, in careful and sanitized language, precisely how an attacker would get inside. You are good at this. You have always been good at this. Your parents are in St. Petersburg. You call them every 2 weeks. Your mother asks when you're coming home. You tell her soon. You have been telling her soon for 3 years. You think about Vasily sometimes. You think about Oleg. You don't know where they are. Prison, probably. Or somewhere worse. Or somewhere comfortable, having made their own deals. It doesn't matter. That world has a membrane, and you are on the other side of it now. You still don't sleep perfectly. The woman in Dusseldorf lives in the 40 minutes between closing your eyes and actually losing consciousness. You have read everything about her. She was 53. She taught secondary school history for 22 years. She had 2 sons. You cannot undo this. That is the precise and only fact. You open your laptop. You find a new vulnerability in a hospital management platform used across Central Europe. You write the disclosure. You send it to their security team. You do not ask for payment. They patch it within a week. You close your laptop. It is not enough. It is what there is.
Level 11. The cycle, you're 35. You read a story in a technology publication about a new ransomware group operating out of Eastern Europe, sophisticated, industrially organized, targeting healthcare and municipal infrastructure across 6 countries. Europol has a code name for them. The techniques they describe are ones you wrote, tools you built, methods you documented in operational notes that were never supposed to leave the division. Someone found them. Or someone who learned from you built the same thing independently. It doesn't matter which. You close the article. Somewhere right now there is a 14-year-old in a 9-story apartment block in St. Petersburg or Minsk or Kharkiv. He has a secondhand computer. He has found a forum. He has chosen a name for himself. Something dramatic. Something that feels at 14 like armor. He is learning the shape of systems that think they're locked. Or nobody is going to stop him. The machine never stops. It just finds a new ghost.